Hi everyone! Welcome to another episode of Spill the Beans podcast. My name is Lester.
Hi Lester, how are you?
Yes, I'm good, Tito Pao. It's 2020 na, Tito Pao.
Oh, 2020.
Pero Tito Pao, bago tayo mag-start sa mga bago dito sa channel natin, if you're new here, please don't forget to click that subscribe button and also the notification bell para ma-notify kayo sa mga bagong update or upload. Diba?
Sana ba mahanap ang ating podcast, Lester?
Yes, and also yun nga, Tito Pao, maganda yan ha.
Oo.
Napaalala mo na available
Yes.
na rin kasi ang ating Spill the Beans podcast sa audio format. So, pwede nyo na pakinggan sa Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and Spotify.
Oo. Ano pa yung iba? Akala ko meron ba?
Ay,
Yun na yun?
marami pang iba kung meron din tayong Stitcher, meron din tayong Radio Public.
Okay.
So, ililink naman natin lahat yan sa baba, sa description.
Sa description. Okay, all that thanks to Lester. Ako naman ay walang ginagawa dito. Si Lester lang lahat ang nag-aayos ng technical stuff dito sa Spill the Beats. Okay, so memory keepers and future subscribers, thank you. Welcome to 2020.
Yes, welcome.
Oo, it's a new year and what better way to start the new year than to get some very good financial advice.
Yes.
So today we have a special guest, no? He's a content creator. Ayan, kinakabahan ako. Hindi ko alam kung bakit.
Kasi alam mo kung ba't ka kinakabahan, Tito Pao?
Bakit?
Hindi ka kasi nagpakilala eh.
Hindi ba ka nagpakilala?
Hindi ka pa nagpapakilala.
Okay. Hindi
So,
nga pala nila ako kilala.
Hindi ka pa nila kilala. Sa mga bago, kasama pa rin natin ang inyong friendly neighborhood Tito.
Thank you.
Walang iba kundi
I
si
like
Tito
it.
Pao.
I like it when you do that. Okay,
Yes.
so this is Spill the Beats. Once again, you're back with your friendly neighborhood Tito,
Of
Tito
course.
Paolo.
Tito Paolo.
For all the memory keepers and the future subscribers. Today we have a special guest. Ayan, okay na yun.
Okay na.
Today we have a special guest. He's a content creator, but not only that, sobrang renaissance man din to because he's a keynote speaker. He's I don't know, sorry na lang kung mali ang terms ko. He's also a trader in stocks and so much more. No? So today is content creator, YouTube talk, and what else, Lester? This is Career Talk.
Yun, nagbabalik na.
Ang galing, ha? Now we're getting our rhythm back. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, today we have Marvin Germo.
Hi, I'm Marvin Germo. My channel is Marvin Germo. I do investing, stock market, anything that will help you reach your goals of financial freedom. So that's the entire, trust of the channel is to help Filipinos make the most of the opportunities that's available today.
Yan. Okay. Ang ganda talagang topic nito for the new year. We'll start with something very simple na lang, Marvin. Kasi mostly ang subscribers natin more on the creative side. Ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng financial freedom? Ano ba yan?
Okay, there's so many terms that people attach to it. Pero for me to make it super simple, some people attach financial freedom kasi as buying this car, buying this house, buying this yacht, buying this. For me, financial freedom is you get to live your life at your own terms. So whatever those terms are, you get to do it. So yun, you get to stop whenever you want. You get to do the things that you want. You get to go wherever you want to go. You get to eat whatever you want to eat as well. So yun, that's financial freedom for me.
Yung mga humihingi ba sa'yo ng mga financial advice, technically that's the goal most of the time, financial freedom, or just gusto ko lang magka-address sa Forbes Park or
it differs eh. What people don't know is I stumbled upon this. I never thought that I would be sharing my thoughts and ideas about finance. I just really if you talk to me 14 years ago, I just wanted to have a KFC store in an SM mall and then I'm okay already. Parang ganon yun. But as I started to do it, my story was I just wanted to save early. I just wanted to invest early. Then when I was starting out, doon nag-start yung mga piso fare ng Cebu Pacific, yung mga 15 years ago. Then doon nag-start yung people would buy digicams, yung mga 3 times mega zoom, something like that. And I would always say no, I wouldn't buy it. So all of my 6 months into the job, all of my office mates would be so curious. Bakit 6 months ka pa na nandito, kami 5 years na, mas malaki ipon mo sa amin, turo mo how you would do it. Then as I started doing it, parang people would treat me for lunch. I would share my ideas on how I budget, how I save. Then I would see people my age at the time, as 21, 22 years old, na lubog na sa 300,000 pesos credit card debt. So what I've seen, it's totally diverse. Some just really want to get out of debt. Some just want to know how to save. Some have a hard time when money comes their way, gastos nila kagad. Or meeting OFW, some ginagawa silang ATM ng kamag-anak nila. They just want to have something on for their own also. Then there's a segment naman that I have money na eh. What business do I start? Where do I invest? Or is it okay? I have too much real estate. How do I diversify? So it's pretty diverse. It's pretty diverse also.
So they really come to you for talagang almost each and every problem. Some want to save, some want to grow their money, some yung sinasabi mo nga OFW, parang ginagawa silang ATM. Talagang pati the personal aspect, you coach them. Pero on the aspect of saving, were you always inclined at a young age when everyone was, when did that start? Yung saving aspect mo?
That's why I'm so passionate about this, because number one, I saw it from family. They didn't save very well. So when my parents hit an age where they retired, they didn't have any savings. I saw the impact of it also. So sabi ko, what happened to them should not happen to me. The biggest thing that happened to the family was when they retired, they started a business, and which is so wrong. You don't start a business when you retire, because a business can fail. You know this, you're in business. So they opened up businesses at retirement. The business flopped. They lost everything. So my biggest was, that shouldn't happen to me when I'm in 50. That's why I started early on. I started saving, I started investing. Sabi ko, what happened to them should not happen to me also. So that was my driving force. It was born out of parang when your back is against the wall already. Ayun, ganun na lang. When your back is against the wall, you have no choice but to fend for yourself. So I had to teach myself. I most of this I didn't read from a book. I didn't get it from school. It was just really, I had to do it. I had to save, I had to invest, I had to work harder. And then, yun.
Okay. So talaga mas may value yung advice mo kasi talaga may parang may empirical evidence yung sa'yo. Talagang pinagdaanan mo. No? And it was something that you lived through. Kasi minsan nakaka-turn off sa ibang financial advisor. Talagang it's more on theory than in practice. So minsan, what's in the books, as you were saying, does not translate to ground zero minsan. No? So at least for you, it really comes from experience na. Oo. Sorry, what were you saying?
Hindi, tama experience kasi yun nga, mas maganda yung talagang yung nag-share yung pinagdaanan niya mismo eh.
Oo. Alam mo, minsan lang magsalita si Lester. Ang galing tutuwa ako kay Marvin. He's able to bring that out. Yes. Pero Marvin, if we were to define your person ba, are you more first and foremost a stock trader, a keynote speaker? What's the first core competence?
I'm really a stock person. It just so happens that there's so much misconceptions about the stock market. You can trade stocks for just a few minutes in a day, then you're done already. So it's not as the misconception is to be good in the stock market, you have to watch your stocks every minute. That's a misconception. You can trade stocks daily, you can monitor it daily, but it won't take a lot of your time. So yun, stocks first. But when I quit my job more than a decade, 10 years na, when I quit my job, I was just trading stocks. Sabi ko, ano na gagawin ko for the rest of my day? That's why I found other outlets that I could do as well. And then, dun na nag-start. I never, unbeknownst to many, a lot of people want to be financial advisors. A lot of people want to do talks. It was never in my plan. I never planned it. It was just something that started. So, I was sharing about, I would teach people from office how I did it. When I quit my job, some of them, can you do this for a certain group of people? Then they were 30 people. Then can you do this for a group of 50? Then all of a sudden, sabi ko, this was mga 2009 yata. People invited me. Sabi ko, at that time, feeling ko, tugatog ng tagumpay. Max Restaurant, 100 people. Sabi ko, this is a lot na. Then I got invited again, 500 people. It was a business conference. One person talking about business, then another person talking about personal finance, and I talked about investments. Then after that, the other speaker who talked about business, sabi niya, let's partner, let's do something. Sabi niya, why not do this on a more parang structured level na training talaga. And then yun, I just stumbled into everything. So the things that I've done, I try to find something that's challenging, that I'm passionate about. I never do anything that I don't like. That's why I quit my job kasi I just sabi ko, sayang if you only have one life to live, why do something that doesn't make you feel alive? Why do something that's not fun? So there, and I just stumbled across a lot of the other things that I've been doing also.
Is it okay if I ask ano tong job na to?
What do you mean?
The job that you left na you were feeling like it was more of not really encouraging your passion.
Okay. It was ano naman, I was doing IT consulting for HP Hewlett Packard. It was a good job, highly paid, flexi. I transferred there 2008. I really went there already, but alam ko talaga I would definitely not be employed for a very long time. But one of the reasons why I went there, flexi time, work from home twice a week. So I got to do all of the businesses and all of the investments that I wanted also. If habol ko lang pera, I would have stayed there kasi pwede ka pa rin mag-stocks and pwede ka pa rin magtrabaho and pwede ka pa rin mag-business at the same time. At that time, you could do it all together. So I would have still been okay staying in my job than doing business, doing investing. Pero na-realize ko, and this is different from a person talking a lot about money. Money is not the most important thing for me. Time is. Because money, you can... If you lose money, you can take it back. Time that you lose, you can never take it back. And the 9, 10, 11 hours that I lose from my job, di ko na mababalik yun eh. That's why I wanted to focus on doing other things that I wanted to do kasi ayun, time is so important. Eh. Yeah.
The free time that you got from the job, that's where you stumbled into stocks ba?
No. I was already investing in stocks before I quit my job already. That's why I was able to quit my job also because nabutan ko yung 2008 crash.
Yes.
So a lot of the stocks that were massively down, I was able to pick them up at cheap prices. So I already knew that I wouldn't be employed for a long time. My timeline was 40 years old.
Yeah.
It was just a blessing that I was able to do it at 27. So yun,
you were able to do it at that age.
Yeah, that age.
Galing, ano yung mga first learnings mo dyan sa stock market? What were the... Because I always get asked, for me, it's not something that I'm good at. I've tried it a few times. I've been very unsuccessful with it. If someone wants to start ba in investing, kasi parating naririnig mo ngayon, don't just save in the bank. You should also invest in stocks. Ano ba yung mga starter? Ika nga ng younger generation ngayon. Ano ba yung mga starter kit dyan for stocks?
The best thing that they need to know first is they need to know who they are and their battle plan there because there's so many ways to make money off of it. People have this approach that this is the only way for you to make money in the market, but there's so many ways that you can actually treat it like a time deposit but earn times 10 than what a time deposit is giving you. So for example, you said that hindi mo siya kayang tutukan because maybe that's not your style. You can, for example, you can just buy stocks with high dividends. There are some stocks that give you 10% a year already that will crush any savings accounts that's there. Plus, for some stocks that give you dividends, the taxes are only 10%. Unlike you get bonds or you get time deposits, 20% withholding tax kagad yun. So, dun pa lang, if you're talking millions already, the savings from that is a lot already.
That's actually very good advice. Very good. Kasi magkano lang ba, ilang percent lang ba from savings? You only get 2% pa? 2 to 3% from a savings account?
If it's a savings account, it's 0.20.
0.20?
0.20%, 0.20%, then less the 20% withholding tax pa from it.
Grabe. Pero Lester, yung GCash mo, how much is your savings there na interest? Sorry, that's I just remembered kasi no go ahead.
Okay lang, go.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. Parang nasa nakalimutan ko na rin yung tagal na eh. Pero di na kasi ako gumagamit ngayon ng GCash. More on sa transaction na lang.
And ano ba GCash ngayon? How much ang...
GCash is partnered with CMIB. They have something more than 4% also. So that's attractive na rin. But 4%, I don't know if they will do that for a very, very long time. They're just doing that for people to shift from banks to them. So when they get the people hooked already, that's when probably they'll change. It will get lower also. But for now, until they're 4%, it's a good way for you to put your money na rin. That's
not bad.
4%. That's
kaya pala
that's
marami
amazing.
nagpa-pop up ng notifications.
Pero he did it actually because we had a sales event one time in Yabang Pinoy in Glorieta Ford, diba?
Yes,
and then he saw it and then which was very good on your part. Nakita mo rin na okay siya. Marvin, if let's say yung subscribers kasi namin medyo bata, they don't know how to approach someone to ask advice, especially regarding savings. Are you open ba to how does someone approach you if they want to ask anything?
They just message.
Is it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube?
Yeah, everywhere. Yung problem lang is I get a lot of messages. Kung kunyari, this is my phone. Whoever messages at the time na hawak ko yung phone, yun yung nare-replyan ko. If kung hindi ko hawak, natatabunan na yun. So to those that I don't get to reply to, sorry, but it piles up also. But I try to reply as much as I can. But when I started, sabi ko lahat yan nare-replyan ko. I-heart ko lahat yan. Pero it comes a point na kahit gusto mo, hindi siya kaya. Hindi siya kaya.
Ang galing, at least you reply, no? And at least you really, when you were starting, you made it a point na you'd really do your best to at least kahit nga i-heart, sabi mo.
And the reason kasi why I do YouTube is basically I see it as a space, and everything in the Philippines right now is politics and showbiz, and I wanted to have something that will change people's lives. Sabi ko, kahit sino yung presidente, kung tamad ka, hindi ka nag-ipon, nothing will happen to you.
Yes.
And that's why I do it. And it just got amplified because it's YouTube. But before, I was doing it one-on-one. I was doing it in front of a group of people. That's why I wrote books. It's because I just wanted to change the narrative of Filipinos. And now it's just the new form of where I guess my ideas get communicated. But I'm not doing YouTube just for the sake of YouTube. I'm doing it because just to give you details, the stock market over the Jollibee na lang. Jollibee stock price when I started out, 50, 2008 recession, nag-35. Last year, nag-328. It has gone up leaps and bounds. Filipinos investing, less than 1% of the population. Meaning, most of the people who made money from it are foreigners. So that's why I do this. Kasi sayang eh. Dapat Pilipino yung kumita sa Pilipinas. Yung foreigners, when they make money, they take it out, they transfer to another country. And yun eh, I already got mine eh. I just wanted to have other people also experience it as well.
We have a little tradition dito sa Spill the Beans where we look at the channel's very first upload.
Buti na lang inayos ko yung cover art ko.
Yeah, the very first let's look at the very first upload. Yeah.
Actually, that's not the first upload anymore. I had to delete more than 100 videos.
Why?
Kasi
sayang.
I used to put all of my TV interviews there. Then when I got monetized, pinatanggal ng YouTube. So that's not the first anymore. Lahat yun, all of my TV interviews before were there. Then I for some reason I received some copyright notices eh. So they asked me to delete everything.
To take it down. Marvin, I see you're on ANC, you're in other shows, mainstream shows as well. Are you the resident analyst ba of all these news agencies?
No naman. It's just that every opportunity that I can have to give the message out to people that you need to save, you need to invest. Kasi this is not something talked about eh. That's why that's why when you invited me to talk about this, I'll take it kasi I know this will be in the internet forever, that there might be someone 2 years from now who will watch this na walang ipon, then suddenly after watching this, kailangan ko na pala mag-ipon. That's why I'm doing it. It's really to change it's really for me, it's an advocacy to change the way people would think.
And also would save. No? So that's really your yan yung advocacy, yan yung passion mo. You guys have to save. You have to save for the future. Wag yung puro at this day and age of social media, panay instant gratification kasi. 'Di ba? Kailangan may parang retail therapy na nangyayari. So alright, so that's your advocacy. So technically for the memory keepers and future subscribers, hindi nga ito yung first upload, pero ito yung pinaka last, no? Marvin, you created the channel 2011?
No, I think YouTube pushes you to create an account for you to sign in, no? Pero I started uploading probably around that time. Pero consistent uploading was around 2018. Talaga. 2018.
Recent lang. No?
What I did kasi there, puro TV interviews, and then I would do Facebook Live. Then yung mga, if you would look at the older videos, puro Facebook Live lang yon, and then I re-uploaded it in YouTube.
Okay.
Then we went to backstory of how I started doing more in YouTube. We went to Iceland. Then may Northern Lights eh. Sabi ko, kailangan ko ng mas magandang camera. So sabi ko, since bibili na rin ako mas magandang camera, bili na ako ng camera na pwedeng pang video na rin. And then sabi ko, if I don't use this for YouTube, sayang naman. And then that's where I started uploading na. That was January 2018. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, my Tito eyes fail me, Lester. What's the date on this?
September 5, 2013.
2013, parang OG ka na rin.
No.
For the YouTube community. Alam mo, you should go to the mga YouTube events. Kasi
Oo,
they need people like you eh. Ngayon, sorry, ano bang term sa mga vlogs ngayon, Lester? It's more of the travel, food,
Influencer.
medyo feature vlogs, lifestyle vlogs. Substance like yours is really severely lacking sa space na yon, and a lot of people will embrace you. Kasi I mean, right now nakuha mo na yung the publishing crowd, nakuha mo na yung one-on-one and coaching, and the younger ones now are also struggling in the financial aspect. So, kasi pag nag-search ka sa YouTube, wala masyado sa Filipinos eh. May kilala ka ba, Lester?
Wala pa masyado.
Wala pa, no? So, gagawin muna kitang guinea pig. Kasi si Lester, matagal ko nang ina-encourage talaga to save or to grow his money. Ano ba usually, may question ka ba, Street? Lester, oo.
Ayun nga, ina-encourage ako ni Tito Paolo na mag-save. Pero syempre, may times din na, yun yung parang, nakalimutan ko yung parang investment yata na yung tungkol sa bangko. So, syempre gusto ko rin bago ko kasi pasukin yung isang bagay, syempre gusto ko munang malaman kung paano ba nag-work yan. Kasi syempre mahirap na
let's simplify. Let's simplify your question.
Yes.
Ano ba yung... sige, go ahead. Sorry, I don't want to ask for you. Go ahead.
Siguro, ang question ko lang siguro, agad-agad na yun, no?
Ano yun?
Ano ba yung difference nung saving and investing?
Wow. Good question. Very good question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ano bang difference?
Okay. Easiest answer is investing is you put it into whatever asset and then it will work hard for you.
Okay.
Yung pampondo mo sa investing, yun yung savings mo. So, you cannot invest without any savings. Savings is a liquid amount of money na you can take it out anytime. So, pwedeng sa savings, pwedeng wala kang return masyado doon, pwedeng hindi masyado kumita doon, pero pwede mong bunutin for whatever needs that you have as well. So, savings can be ganito. I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
I'm really yun then you ask me if I'm a stock person. That one's true. Another one is I'm really a planner.
Okay.
I plan everything. Well, I was saving up for my wedding fund. Wala pa akong girlfriend noon. And people were, totoo. People were laughing at me. Yung mga sinasabi nila na, Marvin, lakas ng fighting spirit mo. Nag-ipon ka na pero wala ka pang girlfriend. Pero the best time to prepare is when you don't need it eh. Because when you need it already, it's already too late. I was saving up for my college tuition fee of my future child. Wala pa akong girlfriend noon. I was setting aside money for those particular so lahat yun, travel, business. Ngayon na married ako, lahat naka-segment yun. May budget kami for masahe, may budget kami for kape, may budget kami for travel, may yung pang for my wife shopping, I call it lifestyle allowance. Meron siya lifestyle allowance to buy whatever she wants na pasok dun sa budget that's allotted to her. So yun, that's savings. It's not something na it will give you a return. Pero you have an allotted money for it already. And which is very, very significant right now. There's so much talk on what's happening to Taal. A lot of Filipinos don't have any savings, meaning because of what's happening in Taal, probably mangungutang sila to be able to fend off whatever needs that they have also. So, ganun. A savings account will protect you if bad things happen. Okay ka. Or kahit hindi ka sa tagatalan, dito ka, natamaan ng abo yung bahay mo, or may nasira, you have to fix it also eh. So instead of you going into debt, you use that savings as well.
Okay. Pero may ang investment ba for, let's say, for someone his age with entry level salary pa, what are the investments na hindi gaano ka-risky na pwede nilang pasukin?
How old are you?
27.
50? Kala ko 50 yan.
27 si Lester.
That's what's interesting. The younger you are, you take as much risk as you can.
Thank you.
Kasi when you're older already, hindi mo na magagawa yung mga risks na gano'n. Yun nga mali ng business is one of the riskiest things that you can ever do kasi pwedeng mag-zero yung pera mo eh. Yes. And that's why I keep telling people the best time to start is now, because pag nalugi ka ng 55 years old, you have no chance to recover. It will be harder to recover. If you lose everything at 22 years old, you can still sleep at your parents' house. Parang ganun yung logic. So for me, you take as much risks as you can when you're younger, and if you can start businesses when you're younger, That's the best way to increase it. So this is the question that's normally asked me, ano magandang simulan? I can only share from my own experience. But if I started from scratch today, I will start from zero today. What I'll do? Internet online I will go to Divisoria, I will go to Baclaran, I will go to the 50% off of Landers and SNR, and I will sell those cheap items in Shopee. That's what I'll do. And yun, you can get the money from that arbitrage alone So it accelerates it for everyone kasi because of may internet, you can do a lot Dati ako lahat rinay ko. Nagbabazar ako, nagbebenta ako ng soft drinks sa mga conferences. Yung mga office mates ko, linalakuan ko ng t-shirt. I would do everything pero hindi ko habol kita.
Anong habol mo na?
Habol ko, matuto kung saan ako magaling. And then kung magaling ako doon, I will double down on that. Kasi nakita ko na sa dad ko, he started a lot, it failed because he didn't have a chance to double down. Wala na siyang pang recover. So my goal here was, if I will fail at a young age, I will fail small. So because even if I'll fail small, may trabaho pa naman ako, the risk is lesser. And and this is what I want to tell young people. We've been so brainwashed that sinasabi nila sa school na if you fail, you're done. Dapat di ka mag-fail. That's wrong. In entrepreneurship, you fail, you keep on failing because yung failure na yun, I've never met a successful, a rich entrepreneur that never failed at something, because when you fail at something, it makes you better It allows you to innovate, it allows you to shift, it allows you to change So I keep telling people, better fail kasi if you fail early, alam mo na I'll give an example. I tried yung gusto ko mang pangarap dati. Sabi ko magtatayo ako ng mga siomai stall sa mga MRT station kasi alam ko high traffic yun. I tried doing food. Na-realize ko, it's not for me. Kasi bakit? Margins are small sa mga food. So, kailangan mo ng volume. Tapos kung may mawalang konti, it will damage all of your earnings already.
Yes.
We even tried. My brother was a med rep before. So, he was assigned in Batangas. We would buy eggs. Then, get it in Batangas, sell it in Metro Manila. May mabasag na isang trade doon, ubos na lahat ng kita namin. So, yung mga ganung aspect, yung mga ganung learnings na hindi mo makukuha if you don't start early. And that the only way for you to realize if it's for you or if it's not for you, if you actually try it.
You have to try it. Nako, yun talaga. Experience is the best teacher, no? Talaga. But you made a good point on the educational system, no? Na sometimes it really tells you if you don't pass, the future is a little bleak for you. Pero dun, wala rin nagtuturo ng financial aspects sa schools, no? Meron na ba?
I think there's I don't know if it's a law or there's that personal finance should be taught in, I think, elementary or high school.
That would be good.
So the problem there is this, yung mga teachers mismo ayaw nila magturo because parang sabi nila, anong karapatan namin? Kami nga lubog kami sa utang, ba't kami magtuturo nun? So parang yun yung nagiging dilemma also. And in fairness, kawawa rin yung mga teachers kasi they're the biggest people who get targeted for 5-6. So kaya sila nalulubog sa utang also.
Hindi ko alam yun
nakakalungkot yun. You see people na yung ATM nila nakasangla, tas they lose their power of living already kasi we withdraw yung ATM tas ibibigay na lang yung cash sa kanila. They don't even have control of their own money already.
Oh, I didn't know that. Dami nagsasangla ng ATM.
High interest rates pa.
Wow, ang daming predatory moves pala ngayon, no, when it comes to finances. All right. Sandali, medyo na-shock ako doon sa ATM. Pero as you were saying, when you're young, that's the best time to take the risk. Pero for someone who's employed, no, and who can't leave their job yet, and they want to invest, minsan kasi nakakatakot din mag-risk, no? Are they advised to invest in stocks? Are there stocks that are friendlier with a smaller income?
Unbeknownst to many, the stock market, let me give you an example. Give me any company.
Blue chip ba? San Miguel. Sige, San Miguel.
Okay, what part of San Miguel? Sige, ganito na lang. San Miguel has a lot of subsidiaries kasi. But there's a term in the stock market that's called board lot.
Okay.
And then there's a term in the stock market that's called ad lot.
Got it.
You can buy one share of a company. So, kunyari, if Jollibee is 220, one share of that is 200. So, you can be a shareholder for 100 pesos. You can buy, at 200 pesos, you can buy a board lot of Jollibee at 10 pesos. If it's at 10 stocks, if the stock price is 220, it's 220 times 10, only 2,000 pesos lang, 2,200. Okay. Majority of the stock market, stocks in the stock market, regardless if it's San Miguel, Globe, PLDT, you can buy them for less than majority you can buy them for less than 5,000 pesos. The higher priced ones like Globe, probably 10,000 pesos. But it's not as expensive as what most people think it is.
Perceive it to be.
So you can buy at whatever amount na pwede. And this is my philosophy there. When you buy a stock kasi, it makes you a shareholder.
Yes.
Not just a shareholder, but a shareholder of one of the largest companies in the Philippines.
Yes.
So if I have 5,000 pesos, I'd rather put it in Jollibee than my friend who's just starting out his Show My Business. Kasi yung friend ko nag-start na Show My Business, mas malaking chance na malugi siya kaysa sa Jollibee. And people, the reason why people say that it's risky because no one invests. But if you look at it, I invest in one of the things that I'm investing in now is I do angel investing. I invest in startups.
That's good.
Mas risky yun. Kasi that can go to zero.
Yes.
But SM, Ayala, Jollibee, San Miguel, Globe, Manila Water, even with all of its issues right now, will never go to zero. That's what I'm saying. It's how can it be risky if you I'll give you another example, Meralco. One of the risks sa stock market is yung companies na i-investan mo magsara. Paano magsasara Meralco? Kung di ka magbayad, puputulan ka nila. So they will never run out of sales. So there are some companies that are so predictable that they will never close down because they will never run out of sales. So how can it be risky?
Okay. Pero let's see, if he invests in those blue chip companies or in San Miguel and Jollibee, usually the question they ask is, paano yan pag kailangan ko na yung pera? Good question. The technique in the stock market is you put money that you never plan to touch for a very, 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 very long time. If kailangan mo pera, it should never be in the stock market. It should be savings lang. So that's the biggest mistake of a lot of people. That's why they get emotional. That's why they lose money. Kasi you know why they put more money there? Because they're thinking that if I put this larger amount of money, if it goes up double kita ko. But they're not thinking, what if it doesn't? What if it goes the other direction? Yes.
You own in any investment, you only put an amount of money that even if it goes to zero, makakatulog ka ng mahimbing. Hindi magagalit wife mo, hindi magagalit mother-in-law mo, lalo na yung mother-in-law mo. Hindi dapat sila magagalit. It should be an amount of money that you can sleep well at night regardless of what happens. And that's why I even invest in Bitcoin. People say Bitcoin is risky, but I'm okay that if it goes to zero, I'm still okay because it's money that I can afford to lose, something like that.
Ano ba yung, it's a good thing you brought that up because I can never really pick up cryptocurrency. Ano ba yung, in the most basic form, what is cryptocurrency?
You already, there's so many variations of it. I'll just give you one variation. You already talked about GCash kanina.
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine GCash. GCash is in peso.
Yeah.
Imagine transacting using GCash, pero instead of GCash in peso, you're using a currency that everyone uses already. Parang it's a universal currency that everyone can transact with. So meaning, if I have a GCash app, but I'm not saying it's a GCash app, it's a cryptocurrency app, it will allow me to pay kunyari, can pay my Meralco bills, it allows me to send money to my kamag-anak in another area, but I'm not using peso anymore. I'm using this particular currency. So, yun.
Pero the central banks are not supporting any official cryptocurrency, di ba?
In the Philippines.
In the Philippines.
Yes, in the Philippines.
Pero in others,
there are some countries that are, and there are some countries, ito pa, unbeknownst to many, it works very, very well, especially for countries where there's a lot of corruption. Like in Africa, in Venezuela, where their currency is already worthless, inflation is up very, very high.
Yes.
To transact, to buy something, they use cryptocurrencies na. Kasi it circumvents yung currency
the
talaga
red
nila.
tape.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's what's interesting about it. I think cryptocurrencies now is at a point where it's still too early. It's like social media. Bitcoin is like Friendster. So there might be a Facebook that will come along that will be the currency that everyone will use. Pero we don't know what it is yet. So I just want to position, if it becomes it, I'm okay. If it doesn't, whoever is the next one, I'll be also positioned there.
How do you invest? Sorry ako na nagtatanong, Lester. Pero how do you invest in cryptocurrency?
You don't that's what I tell people, no. You don't invest in it thinking that you want to speculate on it, on what it will be later on.
Okay.
There's two ways. It's like number one, you have a wallet.
Yeah.
wallet lang talaga siya. You just swap your, parang peso dollar. You swap your peso to dollar. Dito naman, you swap your peso or your dollar to Bitcoin. Then it just stays in the wallet. Ganun lang siya. Second one is you trade it like a real stock. Meron mga platforms there where you can trade Bitcoin to another cryptocurrency. Ang dami yan. Ethereum, Dash, Tron. So ako my technique is, since it's early, parang katulad din nung .com era, the smaller ones, I think 99% of the cryptocurrencies will fail. The only thing that will work is for it to be a currency, it has to be used.
Yes.
It has to be used and accepted by a lot of people.
Yes.
And so far, Bitcoin is the one that gets used more as of today. So I don't know if that will be the case 5 years from now, 7 years from now. But what I do know as of today, it has the, I guess, largest market cap.
But what gives Bitcoin its value?
There's so many applications of it. It will disrupt so many things. So let me give you an example. Number one is this. This is not just Bitcoin. This is Ripple naman. It's another cryptocurrencies. Remittances. If you want to, kunyari OFW ka, gusto mo magpadala ng pera sa kamag-anak mo sa Pilipinas, normally you have to pass through a bank where there's a lot of fees. Na it will take some time before you get transferred, or you have to go to Western Union. Blockchain, which is the inherent platform of all of these cryptocurrencies, will skip all of that. Kasi isipin mo to, the problem with the Philippines is, out of 110 million Filipinos, 30-40% lang yung may bank account. Some of them don't have any access. This is going back na to where Gcash is. Gcash is. If I have an app that's a cryptocurrency, I get to transfer that money to my relative who's in an island na walang banko doon, and then they get to use that money already to pay for everything. So there's so many applications of it already. That's why when you were talking about Gcash kanina, I was gonna talk about techniques on investing. You can bank on that. Invest in Globe because Globe owns Gcash. I'll say this. One of my techniques in investing is I follow what's happening around the world.
Yes.
And then because the Philippines is 5 to 7 years behind.
Yes.
Then what the things that's happening around the world. China is cashless right now.
That's true.
China is cashless. You cannot transact without a QR code there. Yeah. If that's happening in China, it will happen in the Philippines. So if it will happen in the Philippines, yung mga Gcash na yan, Paymaya na yan, they will be at the forefront. Bakit? I'll give you an example. One of our businesses is we have a barbershop. Yung mga barbero namin, mga iba doon, 30, 40 years old na, wala pa rin ATM kasi they don't have the IDs. Pero all of them have a phone that can have Gcash, and suddenly because of that, they now have debit card like functions na dati hindi sila pwede mag-book ng Cebu Pacific. Ngayon dahil meron silang Gcash, pwede na.
Okay.
Ganun. But think about it from pag blockchain yan, larger na yung scalability. You're not just limited to peso anymore.
And what's the definition of blockchain? Because everyone is saying the blockchain revolution is just it's going to happen. What is blockchain?
It's very, very hard to explain. No? Kahit ako when I try to understand it, it's relatively hard. But blockchain is an algorithm. It's a program. It's a code that uses cryptography. Yung sequence of codes na yon, may mga transactions, mga formulas na kailangan i-compute for it to progress, something like that. So the best way to talk about blockchain is basically this. For example, I go back to the bank. Yung ginagawa ng bank ngayon, all of your data is in the bank. It's a centralized system. When you go through blockchain, wala nang banko.
Yes.
Everyone has your data. Everyone can have access to the data already. It's like a chain that everyone can access. So that's I guess the easiest way for me to be able to. Another siguro analogy that I could think of is this. Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yeah.
Britannica creates the information. It's all stored there.
Yes.
This is not blockchain, but one parallelism to it is basically Wikipedia. Wikipedia, everyone can upload the information.
Yes.
So pwede kong ilagay doon, Marvin Germo is pogi. Pero lahat kayo, hindi kayo naniniwala na pogi ako, you can refute it. Something like that. And everyone can edit it also. That's blockchain on a larger scale and with different applications.
So it's more also quantum computing ba? Is it on that aspect?
Not not really, but for it to, that's why ngayon, I have a cousin in Singapore, sobrang patok na yung course niya kasi nag-graduate siya statistician. Ngayon, because of big data, that's one of the that's one of the biggest courses na hinahanap na ng mga tao, how you analyze data, because blockchain is just the beginning. There's so many pa. Robotics, automation, AI, AI na lang will change everything. And it will disrupt everything already.
Okay.
Yun. So that's my style in investing. You can search this. Nvidia is one of the biggest chip manufacturers that does graphics. But sa mga games yun dati. But now they're the largest proponent for AI. That's why yun. Style and investing. Look at the companies that are connected to the future and invest in them.
Nako, thank you for coming. Ha? I love it. At least now some of my moves are being validated because everyone's calling me crazy. But pero at least now, I mean, because like with you're talking about cashless society, it is already happening, and so many people here in Manila still don't believe it. Pero before we delve too deep into the business aspect, we also have to accommodate the memory keepers and the future subscribers. At what point did you decide to become a content creator? Kasi you're a YouTuber. You have a channel, you have content.
Okay.
So at any point, it's hard, even if you deny it, YouTuber ka na talaga.
Maybe I guess when did I decide?
Oh, and what was ano yung impetus mo noon? Ano yung kasi you were saying even before digital, you were already doing it one-on-one, you were already speaking in front of a crowd. Pero at what point did you say na lang na, okay, sige, I'll do this na, I'll upload a video?